The city was quiet under a blanket of stars. Street lights flickered, cars slowed, and the world began to fall asleep. But in a cozy apartment high above the streets, Peter Parker was wide awake. He had just finished his homework when his phone buzzed. A news alert appeared. Lost puppy in Central Park. Little Bella is missing. Peter smiled softly. Poor little puppy, he whispered. I think Spider-Man can help with that. He slipped on his red and blue suit, pulled down the mask, and leaped out the window. The cool night air rushed past as Spider-Man swung through the city, his webs glistening under the moonlight. Central Park was quiet. The trees swayed gently, and fireflies blinked like tiny stars. Spider-Man landed softly on a lamppost and looked around. No puppy yet. Then he heard it, a tiny whimper. Woof, woof. Spider-Man's heart lifted. There you are. He followed the sound to a small bush near the playground. A fluffy golden puppy was trembling inside, her little paw caught under a branch. Oh no, hang on, little one, he said softly. He crouched down, gently lifted the branch, and freed the puppy. She licked his glove and wagged her tail like she'd just found her hero. And she had, just as Spider-Man picked her up, a shadow moved across the park. Hey, what's that? He whispered. A low mechanical sound echoed, whir, clank. From the mist, a strange drone appeared, glowing red. It wasn't a normal drone. It had claws, and it was scanning the park like it was searching for something. Great, Spider-Man sighed. Of course, it's never that easy. The drone spotted him and zoomed forward with a bright red laser. Spider-Man dodged and jumped behind a tree. I really need to start having normal evenings, he joked. He quickly sets the puppy down in a safe spot behind a bench. Stay here, Bella. I'll handle this. The puppy barked once, as if saying, be careful. Spider-Man swung into action. The drone chased him through the trees, firing bright flashes. He leaped, twisted, and shot webs to pull it off course. The fight was fast and loud. Web zips, laser beams, and leaves swirling everywhere. Finally, he landed on a statue, aimed his web shooters, and said, time for a little nap, metal bug. He shot 2 webs, pulled hard, and snap. The drone's wings tangled and it crashed into the pond with a splash. Guess it didn't like swimming, he laughed. When Spider-Man returned to the bench, the puppy was gone. Uh-oh, he said, looking around. He climbed a lamppost and used his enhanced vision, and there she was, running toward the park's exit. Oh no, she's heading to the street. Spider-Man swung as fast as he could, landing just in time. A car was turning the corner, and the puppy was right in its path. Without hesitation, he dove forward, scooped her up, and rolled safely onto the sidewalk. The driver honked and yelled, watch it, Spider-Man. Sorry, hero business, he shouted back with a grin. Bella barked happily in his arms, her tail wagging again. Spider-Man checked the puppy's collar. There was a little silver tag. Bella, 12 Oak Street. All right, little adventurer, let's get you home. He swung across rooftops, the puppy snug inside his suit pouch, peeking out with wide, curious eyes. Whenever they passed bright windows, Bella barked at her reflection. Spider-Man laughed softly. You're braver than half the villains I've met. A few minutes later, they landed near a small house with a porch light on. A little girl stood outside, crying softly into her hands. Mummy said Bella might never come back, she sobbed. Then she looked up and gasped. Spider-Man stood there, holding the golden puppy. You mean this, Bella, Bella? She screamed with joy. She ran forward, hugged her puppy tight, and tears turned into laughter. Bella licked her face again and again. Thank you, Spider-Man, the girl said, smiling brighter than the stars. Spider-Man crouched down. "You're welcome, kiddo. But remember, heroes come in all sizes. You took care of Bella every day, right?" She nodded. "That makes you a hero too." As he swung away, Spider-Man looked back at the happy family through the window. Sometimes, he thought, being a hero isn't about fighting bad guys or saving cities. Sometimes it's about being kind, even when no one's watching. Back in his apartment, Peter took off his mask and smiled. He opened his notebook and wrote, "Tonight's lesson. Courage and kindness make the world brighter. One little paw at a time." He placed the notebook on his desk, turned off the light, and looked out the window at the moonlit skyline. The city was peaceful again, thanks to one tiny puppy and one friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Even small acts of kindness can be the greatest kind of heroism. Bravery isn't about strength, it's about caring for others, no matter how small they are. Close your eyes now, little listener. Dream of webs that shimmer under the moon, of brave hearts and gentle heroes. Because anyone, even you, can make the world a little better, one good deed at a time. Good night.